You're 50 yards away from the green. It's just a simple approach shot. You hit the drive of your life, but you chunked it. You hit right before the ball and it flies only 15 yards. You have a terrible lie, and it's over a bunker now. But the immediate reaction, including myself and almost all amateurs, is I can't believe I just did that. That was a simple shot. My swing is a mess. This negative self-talk causes tension in your body. And the next shot, you're more focused about not chunking it again, that your mind is filled with fear, not with what you need to do, get on the green. This is a result often followed by a poor shot. Now we're going to talk about the pros approach to it that I'm learning along the way and the zen of the chunk chip shot. That is a professional or a player with a strong mental game following a different process. Now, the accomplishment without judgment. That is it. You walk up to the ball, you simply observe what happened. You hit the ground before the ball. You don't label it a terrible shot. Call yourself a bad golfer. You just observe what happened. You take a moment, you take a pause, you breathe, and you cause exhale and tension to release your body. This physical and mental reset is going to help you on your next shot. But you'll no longer think of the past. You're present. So you just take a moment after that. But more importantly, analyze and you adjust. Really essential for your next shot. While you might have let go of some emotional baggage, you quickly think about your potential cause. Was it my left foot too far back? Did I not rotate enough? And you make a quick adjustment. But more importantly, you note and later practice. You don't dwell on it down the road. Maybe keep a little notepad. We'll keep an eye on a video about that. But the commitment to the next shot is the most important one. You approach your next shot as if it's the first one you've hit all day. You don't let the last mistake influence. Go out there and you perform your routine. Maybe you have a pre-shot routine and you get right back into that pre-shot routine. Do not think about your last shot. You focus completely on the task at hand. That is the next shot. It's easier said than done, and this is a professional approach at it. I am not a professional myself, but I'm learning along the way that this is a very important part of the process. A pro can turn these potential meltdowns into a single just bogey or even save for par, allowing them to recover and make a well adjustment on the golf course. And more importantly, the rest of the round. It is the difference between one bad shot and one bad round. That's the biggest takeaway of here. Subscribe for more. Get good at golf fast? Well, the power of journaling might be your secret weapon. A golf journal isn't just a place to track birdies and bogeys. This is a tool for self-awareness and unlocking your mental patterns. While scorekeeping tells what happened, journaling keeps track of understanding why it happened. It's important to understand. This practice is for top golf professionals and coaches and amateurs alike, allowing you to identify your mental up and downs and, more importantly, detecting that impact on your performance due to it. So what is the track of a golf journal? Or how do I track it? There's a lot of big questions and maybe not even framed correctly. Nevertheless, a golf journal. Instead of just writing down the numbers, a golf journal focuses on the emotional and mental aspects of your round. So say if you got a 5, but you had 3 putts, talk about the experience as much as you can in a couple notes in that. So here are a few things to do on each hole. Your pre-shot mindset. How do you feel before each one of your shots? Were you excited, nervous, distracted? Was there something in your backswing that happened? Maybe someone coughed. Write it down. Maybe you don't call them out later, if you know what I mean, but at least you have documentation. This helps you understand your baseline mental state and effect right at the start. So this is a pre-shot mindset. So before your round or even before your shot, write down some things that are really jumping out at you. Get it down on paper so you can maybe even leave it behind you before your shot. So the moment to moment emotions. After every great shot, how did you react? Did you overconfidently react? Or after a bad shot, what was your inner dialogue? Did you get angry? This helps spot some emotional triggers or negative spirals that could potentially affect a round. This could be the difference between breaking 80 for some of us that have a good swing. Now, some key decisions after this is on a challenging hole. How did you go from hero shot to play it safe? Or why? Writing down these decisions and process helps you learn your strategic choices to help make better ones or at least improve the bad ones that you might have not even noticed. So, some examples from the pros. We've seen many of the world's greatest players use this form of journaling and mental tracking. We're going to name a few right off the bat, but some of the biggest ones is a famous golf psychiatrist that has worked with countless PGA Tour players like Nick Price and Tom Kite. And he's often encouraged clients to use a professional or personal performance journal to track their confidence levels. And through their thoughts, make sure they have some pressure moments written down and how they reacted to their overall emotions on the course. Now, this useful data is help identify patterns and more importantly build a personal mental strategy. It was by Dr. Bob Rutella. Then you have player Jordan Spieth, who has spoken about the importance of writing things down so he can help have positive thoughts throughout his round. And even Tiger Woods helps use this for his legendary focus and mental preparedness on each one of his rounds or shots. It's almost a must for anyone that's trying to take their next game to the next level, and maybe you're trying to break 90. If you want to get 2 or 3 strokes right off the bat, document everything like you're going to a classroom and give it a try. You can always scale back out there. It may look weird, but you could do it if you're riding on a golf cart. It's pretty easy. You walk the course, and I might find myself getting a little notebook to write some notes down. I mean, technically, you don't even need a scorecard. You could have a scorecard at the end of the round and write down your scores on this notebook, and it depending on how you want to play the course. Nevertheless, subscribe down below. A huge component of scoring well would be positive self-talk and the inner dialect of a champion. The language you use inside your head is the single biggest factor in your performance on a golf course. Positive self-talk isn't about ignoring reality or pretending a bad shot didn't happen. It's about refraining from negative thoughts. Resilience. Refraining from negative thoughts. The goal is to catch yourself when negative thoughts appear or immediately replace them with positive ones. Here's an example. The problem: I can't believe I just missed that putt. The refraining here: okay, that didn't fall. My stroke felt good though. I'll focus on the same line and the speed on the next one. Here's another example. The problem: my swing is a mess today. Refraining that. This hole is a new opportunity, and I'm committed to my pre-shot routine, and I just trust the process. Here's another example. The problem: I always hit my ball into the woods on this hole. Refraining from that. I've hit great drives before. I'm going to visualize a perfect shot and swing with confidence. This time, things will be different. This practice transforms your inner dialect from a frustrated and judgmental one to a learning and optimistic one. It keeps your mind focused on what you can control, the next shot, and instead of what has already happened. Some of these examples that talk about positive self-talk would be Jack Nicklaus, his famous ability to block out negative thoughts and focus on only the target. Rory McIlroy, he's often talked about how he is calmer and more positive mindset has helped him throughout his career. And Jordan Spieth, he's famous at the go get it and the perfect comments on the course are a form of positive talk, and his ability to encourage himself and commit to the shot has helped him in his career. Now, do you find yourself getting negative talks? Well, write down in the comment section. We'd like to hear from that. This is something I really started to focus more on when I'm out there playing golf, especially if it's a team component. It's a bunch of us out there. We need to focus as a team and staying positive throughout each one of our shots. If we had a bad shot, sure, we can laugh it off, but at least staying positive and making sure we don't dwell on it is the most important thing. That's going to do it for our video. Keep a lookout for more videos to come. This is the Parfessor. Make sure you subscribe down below. If you have any recommendations or any type of videos that you want to see in the near future, just let me know. I'll make it happen. But you got to make sure it's scalable. That's it for this video.